By the way, that's my car in almost complete, inevitable trade-in.
Yep.
Had the bad boy for a little over 4 years. And it was a nice car while I had it.
Which way?
You gotta turn left here. So when it comes to particular 360 video, the one thing that people seem to have trouble with is stitching multiple cameras together. That seems to be like the one big learning curve that several filmmakers, including myself, struggle with,
yes.
Especially when they do not have that much experience with After Effects. Now, I've already seen a couple of videos regarding how to deal with the different videos within After Effects, but it still feels that, like, there's got to be some simpler way of stitching just two cameras together. This is like the simplified version of the GoPro Omni.
Yep. You know, if you were to have more than two cameras all overlooking the same area, then you'd be able to do a multi-stitch and essentially stitch by visual instead of audio.
Well, I think most people stitch by visual cues anyway.
No, I mean an automatic stitcher like what Kodak has, but stitching by visual instead of audio, so it matches up the image.
Yeah.
By having multiple cameras, you can overlap and adjust automatically.
I am genuinely surprised that Kodak went for the audio synchronization rather than the visual.
Well, audio sync is a lot easier to do, and it allows for a reasonable beginning stitch.
You're gonna continue straight ahead.
Okay.
In terms of the color and high dynamic ratio, or high dynamic range, can't believe I said that wrong.
Yep.
It seems that 4K and HDR, for short, they seem to constantly be the same thing in terms of like 16:9 aspect ratio and 1920x1080p resolution, but how come HDR isn't as emphasized in 360 as much as like the resolution is like 4K?
That's a good question. I actually don't fully know.
Because when something is going through a headset, like, it's much easier to see the high dynamic range on a 360 player on a flat desktop computer, but within a headset that offers a stereoscopic perspective, it doesn't seem like you can capture all the colors as well as you could.
Yeah.
Is that with a problem with the headset, or is that a problem with the phones that can't display a 4K image?
Well, I'd say it's a bit of both. Phones are not up to par for 360 yet. In fact, that's a huge reason as to why 360 isn't getting as big as quickly as it should. But there's a lot of problems with doing high dynamic range in digital because, well, digital doesn't quite capture colors the way that it should. That's the same reason why we're going to have to do a lot of color correcting on the movie.
On each video.
Yeah.
Turn left. And then you can turn left over here and park in any spot. This is the exact place where I used to drive my cousin's SUV, practice some manual transmission.